Hey everyone, my name is Tariq Brown. I'm a software engineer at Microsoft. In today's short talk, I'm going to teach you how you can optimize your process for creating pull requests to get your code checked in faster. The key thing I want to talk about is why most pull requests take time to get checked in. Usually this is due through a thorough code review process by your peers. Something that I've learned in my experience is that the time you take before you submit your PR is really, really important. And essentially, the more time you take in developing your code and reviewing it and doing your own tests, the less time it'll take in code review to address bugs and other issues found by your coworkers. Something that's not often talked about is what should constitute a self-code review. This is really just being able to look through your code, check for bugs, and make sure that the pull request that you're submitting is covering the core scenario that you're looking to address. So before you submit a pull request, create a checklist. Is this covering the core scenario? Have I created tests? Have I created unit tests? Have I done manual testing? Have I checked for formatting issues or small bugs? The more you can test and the more you can catch before your code goes into pull request, the easier it is to get checked in and the less time you'll spend on PRs. This is still something that I'm working through in my own work. I found that the biggest difference between a junior developer and a senior developer is the amount of time that they spend before they actually submit a pull request. Being able to thoroughly create a process to look through your code and understand any bugs or hitches that could come up is one of the key things that separates the junior from the senior. If you're enjoying the talk so far, be sure to check out my Patreon, where I do one-on-one coaching and resume reviews. You can also get one-on-one access to me via chat and ask me any questions you'd like. The key to a good self-code review is a good code review and coding process. Something that you want to avoid is creating lots and lots of changes in a single commit. Usually when I'm writing code, I like to create code in stages. Once I get one part of the functionality, I'll create a commit for it. That way I can compartmentalize the changes I've made and the files I've changed. As I make more changes, I log which changes are incremental and which changes are really big things that need to be logged. And then I create a commit. I essentially use commits as local checkpoints. And before I'm able to make a full pull request, I always make sure to go through each separate commit and check all of my code changes in the compartmentalized sections that they were made. This allows me to not look at the entire code change as a monolith, but instead make small segments that I can easily go back and make changes to and see exactly what they were changing. This is usually accompanied by creating tests every time I complete a core scenario. To review, the best way to optimize your PRs is to do self-code review. The goal is to minimize the amount of time it takes for your peers to look at your PR and give you a stamp of approval. And instead, you give yourself your own stamp of approval and you decide how much time your pull request takes to get reviewed. This is done through creating a thorough self-code review process and is usually a difference between junior and senior devs and how well they perform. If you like what I had to say, feel free to subscribe and check out the rest of the channel. Peace.